phone. So I had an idea just now and I was trying to type it on my phone. You know how it is. You stop walking, you look at your phone, you type in a few ideas, and by the time you're trying to spell it right, the idea has gone. And now you're not sure what to type anymore. But there's a better way. Let me show you. So here's the problem when trying to write on your phone. You think that your phone is not capable, but it's actually that the keyboard was designed for you to be writing while you are sitting on a desk. And the options are quite bad because you either spend your time standing still, typing on your phone, and spelling out every single word, or you are typing as you go. You make a lot of mistakes and then you try to fight with autocorrect on how to actually fix it. And the third option, in my opinion, is the worst. Is when you're recording yourself in an audio file and transcribing it later. You're not sure what the transcriber says, you don't remember how your thought actually flows, and the AI kind of messes up every time. So none of those is actually writing. It's actually different versions of the same problem that we're trying to solve. So here's what changed. Typeless. Typeless is on my phone. It's an app that I installed and works on any text field on any app. All I have to do is open Notion, create a new note, type it into the keyboard, and just start recording, and that's it. And here's the difference. This is the part that actually matters. Because Typeless does not just transcribe whatever you say. It actually understands you, reformat your words into a more structured format, and gives it out on the screen. Super easy for you to understand. So I can ramble, I can change my direction, I can change my words, I can change my logic, my thinking pattern, just as I go. And Typeless will understand, it will change the trail, and it will fix all the words just how I mean it. It formats everything into a structural format that's super easy and perfect for any blog that you might have. There's no laptop, there's no cleanup, it's just me, my phone, Typeless, and Notion. This is how I actually blog in 2026. Let's start typing. I recently spoke to David Ashby of the Skool community. He runs one of the biggest communities of N8N on Skool. I saw his account has got like 1,000 subscribers. And I'm really inspired by the man because he's been able to write every single day and create content that's absolutely amazing. After speaking to him a little bit more and sharing to him my experience with Skool and how I tried this, I tried that, but none actually settled anywhere, I decided to actually take his advice on something. He told me my workflows are very transactional. That means I only create courses and syllabus based on N8N workflows. But the simple person who's actually joining this may not know anything about N8N at all. They may know something about AI. So I think I should change my whole direction and make it more about AI and automation. Something like when people join in, they can open ChatGPT, they can paste in a few prompts, and then they learn something. So there's direct actionable steps that they can take after the first 5 minutes of joining the community. Because automation in N8N is a complex topic, and it only revolves around a subset of people, and a subset of people is not enough. So he actually advised me to change the way I do it, to take the automation workflows and give it as a freebie in terms of posts when people join into my community, and then also to provide the AI courses step by step sequentially for people who's joining my community. I think the guy is super smart, to be honest. Okay, so let's have a look at the main difference between what I said and what Typeless transcribed. The first difference I noticed is that it's spelling the platform correctly. When I said Skool, Typeless wrote Skool. That's the actual platform that I use. That's not autocorrect, that's context. Because I've been using Typeless for a while now, so it understands the tools and tech stack that I use on a daily basis. I'm talking about the community platform and not the institution where we learn things. The second difference is that it turned rambling into a numbered list. So I said this whole thing in one long sentence. When people join in, they can open ChatGPT, paste in few prompts, say they're learning something. But Typeless actually made it into a clean list with numbered format 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I didn't ask it to. It just recognized that I was listing steps and knows how I think. The third one is that it fixed grammar that I didn't notice I needed. For example, syllabus became syllabi. Who's joining is completely wrong and it became just joining. Small stuff, but it cleans everything out. One thing that I really liked, it understood about N8N. So this is the platform that I use to handle basically everything. And because I've been speaking to Typeless from my laptop to my phone, it understands all the context switching between terminals. Here it understands that I use end and what technology I'm referring to. Apart from that, it also used much less sentences. I spoke a total of 275 words, but Typeless transcribed only 238 words output. It's 30.5% shorter and much easier to read. Okay, I was sharing with him a problem that I was facing recently. I was hiring a community manager for Skool, and turns out from the hundreds of applicants that applied, only a few actually qualified. I want someone who's like super capable, super smart. Actually, change that. I want someone who's super communicative and someone who can express ideas and can take responsibility over the outcome. Someone who's good at graphic designing and video editing. Actually, just change that also. We don't need graphic editing. I just want someone who can motivate people, someone who can encourage, someone who can do webinars, and is more of a community person. This is the person I'm looking for. Then, as I was speaking to him about this, we saw that many people applied, but very few qualify. I don't have the time to look at 60 CVs. So, what if we actually build like a tool that can help people rank CVs and maybe can filter out which one actually qualified or not? Because from our experience, we usually use different job portals. We find a few candidates here, a few candidates in Indeed, a few candidates in LinkedIn, and we're not able to come to a conclusion on which one is good. All because the data is fully scattered and we want something to organize them into a more structured and filtered format. I want to know exactly who to hire when and just schedule 5 interviews instead of 60. So I think we're going to build like a job rating, a CV rating, or like a matchmaking algorithm. What do you think? I think that's a good idea. The second conversation is actually where I found the biggest difference. Because Typeless implemented self-correction handling. Watch what I did here. I talked myself out of 2 requirements live on the fly. Not only did Typeless delete whatever I said, it also wrote that I initially thought I wanted someone super capable and smart. But I've changed my mind on that, and it gave me the final 4 requirements as a clean numbered list. Typeless kept the narrative of the change, and it kept only the final decision as the actual requirement, not the transcription. It understands intent and what I really mean. And this is what I love the most about it, that it does not just delete things, but it still keeps context. Because when you're writing a blog, it's important that your audience understands your thinking pattern. A few other changes I noticed is that it changed from job portals to job boards. It's a correct industry term and it's unprompted. Typeless generated 260 words, much lesser than the 283 words I actually said. It's 8.1% tighter, and it took at least 1/3 of the time it would actually take to type it out. Typeless filtered out many filler words I used. Like, gonna. It removed all of that and made the final version super clean. This one took me at least 90 seconds to say it, and I wasn't sure how we were going to land it. But I think Typeless got the gist very nice. And the last one, I had a few ideas about content creation. I actually want to make a whole mini series about World Cup. I want to use AI to predict who's going to win the World Cup and who's going to win every single match. I'm not quite sure which policy does this violate in Google, in Meta, and in TikTok, but I just want to make sure that we are able to use AI to provide a direct source of income for a lot of people. I think this idea is going to be fantastic. A whole mini series that just lasts about 40 to 50 days during the whole World Cup. I think it's going to be phenomenal. We're going to get a lot of views and we're going to find top tier AI enthusiasts who are also interested in making money using AI like me. I think it's a perfect use case for a YouTube channel like mine. Can you look at the insights of the YouTube channel and tell me if this actually makes sense or not? Actually change that. Can you remind me? Just create a reminder note at the bottom saying that look at your channel's subscriptions, look at your channel's audience to see if this idea actually matches them or makes sense for your target market. The third segment was the best example in this whole test because I did not correct a word here. I gave it a mid-sentence instruction to create a reminder note at the bottom. Now Typeless did not transcribe that instruction, but it executed it. You scroll to the bottom of the output. There's literally a reminder note section. It's formatted separately from the rest of the text, exactly where I wanted it to go. That's the difference between a transcript and a tool that's actually listening to what you want to do with words. Typeless also fixed a few mishearing corrections. when I said insides of a YouTube channel. Now that does not make any sense, does it? Instead, it wrote insights of the YouTube channel. The correct word, the correct meaning. No way that's just a coincidence. Typeless understood what I meant and not just what I said. It also compressed the output amount of words from 220 words into just 190. Let me show you exactly what it came back with. It came back with 3 notes, all in Notion, all perfectly formatted. And let's look at the structure and what it said. The first one, I didn't know what I was saying when I started talking. I was circling around something about a meeting I just had about half an hour ago, and Typeless found the center of it and built a whole post around that information. The second one, I was trying to explain the same idea in 3 different ways. I was changing my mind, I was changing the direction of the kind of person I was looking for. And all that confusion was just gone from the output, because that's the version that actually matters. And the third one, I was thinking during my whole walk. It was actually pretty fresh, and I was just thinking about it when I saw a few football posters around the park. The idea materialized into a whole blog post and into a business idea within just 30 seconds. Here's what I want you to notice, because the whole thing was done on my phone. I did not use a laptop, I did not transfer any files. All I did was just open Notion and then plug in the Typeless app. So your phone has been trying to become a laptop for years. All it needed was a keyboard. But people do not think in terms of keys. People think in terms of voice and ideas. So that's how Typeless built a whole system. So if you want to transcribe your thoughts into actionable steps, use Typeless. The link is in the description below. This is my personal link. You get $5 in credit to try it out. I want you to record something while you're walking, while you're thinking, and use it in the comment below. I would love to see what you come out with Typeless. Like and follow because there's more great contents like this coming, and subscribe so I can see you in the next one.